My name's Matt Bishop and I'm Managing Director of Diagonal Comms.
The ambition for me now is 100% Formula One.
Perfectly contained.
But if you want the real feel, then I think we have come very far.
And then we put him in the car and realised this kid is quick, very quick. And the stats prove it, don't they?
So I've been involved in motorsport, principally Formula One, for more than 30 years. First of all, as a journalist and an editor. And then I moved on to McLaren as Chief Comms Officer, working with Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button, Fernando Alonso, and then from there I went on to W Series. I was invited by David Coulthard to be part of the launch team there. W Series, single-seater racing for women drivers only. And after that, Lawrence Stroll invited me to join Aston Martin, again as Chief Comms Officer, where I worked with my fourth world champion, Sebastian Vettel. And that lasted up to the end of 2022, after which, in early 2023, I decided to form my own independent comms agency, Diagonal Comms, which is going strong and has been for the last 2 years. During my time in Formula One at McLaren and Aston Martin, I was the customer, the client of quite a few comms agencies. What I took from that was that there was an opportunity and is an opportunity to create something unique with Diagonal, which is a turnkey solution, one-stop shop that combines all the different services that are required by Formula One teams, motorsport entities, drivers, circuits, sponsors, etc., all of whom we have among our clients, in a way that hadn't been done before. And that's something I think that Diagonal is doing and will continue to do.
Champion Jake Hill.
One of Diagonal's clients is the British Touring Car Championship, the BTCC, and I'm particularly delighted that that's the case, because the BTCC is honestly the most exciting four-wheel championship certainly in the UK. Brilliant racing, great heritage, and a great storytelling opportunity. And we do the storytelling at Diagonal. We do the comms, we do the PR, we do the content creation, we do the social media, we do just about everything in that area for the BTCC. And long may that continue, because it's a fantastic championship. We were absolutely delighted and honoured to be selected by Prodrive to be the agency that would tell the story of their 40-year anniversary. A company that's best known for rallying, but has also had great success in most forms of motorsport. A great story to tell on gravel, in the forests, on the circuits, everywhere. Prodrive 40, great story. We were delighted to be telling it.
Let's those two perfectly contained.
don't just work for motorsport entities, we also work for motorsport sponsors. And a recent example is Buffalo Trace, which is a manufacturer of American whiskey, bourbon. They established a relationship with Gunther Steiner, the ex-team principal of the Haas Formula One team, and we were there to tell the story of that and to launch it. Not only did that deploy our abilities and our experience to do our comms and our PR and our content creation and all that, but also we laid on an event involving a number of journalists, not just motorsport journalists, but also business journalists and lifestyle journalists, to tell the story of that collaboration on behalf of Buffalo Trace in order to optimize its marketing objectives. Another client, Acertech, which is a Danish manufacturer of race sim hardware. We've been storytelling around them, pushing a number of pieces into a lot of media outlets, mainstream media outlets, and also obviously social media activity. And then we decided we wanted to do a proper event in order to amplify that amount of exposure. So we reached out to Deegan Fairclough, who had learned his trade as a sim racer and translated that onto the track and is in fact now the reigning British Formula 4 champion. And we brought him on behalf of Acertech to the RAC, the Royal Automobile Club in Pall Mall, London, so that he could show just how excellent their kit is in front of an audience of senior journalists and influencers. And it worked a treat. That event at the RAC, the Royal Automobile Club in London, was an example of how Diagonal had pulled together three entities: the client, Acertech, the driver, Deegan Fairclough, and the media, in order to have a win-win-win event. Personally, I've always loved the history of motorsport and Formula One, as well as its present day. So I was particularly delighted when Tom Hartley Jr., the leading seller of classic cars and racing cars, when he asked me to handle his selling of the greatest racing car collection that has ever been taken to market. And I'm referring to the collection that Bernie Ecclestone put together over half a century. 69 racing cars, Formula One cars and Grand Prix cars. Of course, Bernie Ecclestone himself needs no introduction, but I will say he is the man who did more than anything and anyone else to make Formula One what it is today. And the cars were and are absolutely gorgeous, and we told the story. It was all over mainstream media, in every corner of the globe, and the cars have now been sold.
And I just stare in your eyes, stare in your eyes. Can you take me higher?
I've worked with many Formula One drivers, including 4 world champions. And now we do actually work with a Formula One team, Cadillac, a brand new and very exciting Formula One team. But they're not racing in Formula One at the moment because they're going to make their debut in 2026. But the preparation is busy and extraordinarily involving. But we do work with some racing drivers still, because I've always found young racing drivers and their travails and their ambitions something that you can help with. And I've done it before when I was in Formula One teams, and we're doing it now as Diagonal. So we work with drivers in British Formula 4, we work with drivers in GB4 and GB3 and Formula 3. And we do that in a way whereby we bring them comms, we bring them PR, we bring them content and social media, we make them a little bit more famous. And why do we do it? Not just to make them or their mums happy, but also to make them more sponsorable. And we help with sponsorship acquisition as well. And we all know how expensive it is, typically for families, but in general for backers too, to get a young person through the ranks up to Formula One. It's extremely expensive. They need sponsorship, and we can help with that. So Diagonal Comms is growing, and I'm pleased that it's growing, but perhaps I never want it to grow so much that we lose that personal touch that we do currently have with our clients. And for me, that's very important. You know, I want myself personally and every single member of our staff to be fully engaged with our clients, and our clients to feel that we're fully engaged with them. So I want them to be able to pick up the phone to me, and I want to have regular meetings with them, and I want to be able to talk to them on Teams and face-to-face. And I think that's important. You have to really immerse yourself in your client's business. And if you have too many clients, then it's a little bit too difficult to do that. So we are growing, but we want to make sure that we never grow so much that we lose that very, very important intimacy. I loved my time in Formula One, working for, two great teams, McLaren and Aston Martin, but I'd always slightly fancied doing my own thing. When I did that in the spring of 2023, forming Diagonal Comms, it was everything I'd hoped it would be. Managing, I suppose, and I hope to deploy my 30 years experience and expertise, if I may say so, on behalf of a wider range of clients.